Okay, 4 minutes to the news, and I'm running this El Power UK 30-minute line chart, and I'm using 30-minute scripts, and I'm up $16 here at the moment. So they got some durable goods or some news coming out, I think. So it's going to be kind of something that I couldn't trade manually, so I just wanted to show you what this would look like real time. And I just threw in 15-minute and 30-minute orders. I would say randomly, but I guess I have a bias to the long side that the yen is going to go down and everything else is going to go up against the yen. And the guppy's kind of leading the way right now. So I got 3 minutes here. Put up my trusty clock. And put it where I want to weigh the data. And this is, yeah, so it's just sit tight and watch the money roll in. But I don't think I'm overdoing the account too much. I'm only in, it's a mini account, so I'm trading 10Ks. I'm using $138 a margin, and I'm up 37 bucks. So I gotta be, a winning day for me would be to make 138 bucks today, or in the next 40 seconds. No, kidding. Next 10 minutes. Make $140 in 10 minutes. I guess that's my goal. So I'll just hit the pause button here, come back 10 seconds before the top of the hour. I'll hopefully be taking profits on some of this stuff. Okay, got about 25 seconds here. And I'm about to cash out of one of these orders. It was a 15-minute euro to the yen. And that's my biggest winner right now. This is all I'm in here. But this should be pretty quick and dirty. I got actually some sells on the guppy that's expire in 15 minutes. And I'm going to throw in, right now I'm going to throw in some sells. I didn't write any sells that are way out there, so these are going to be tight sells. Okay, this should be pretty violent. And we just passed the top of the hour. And I don't think I'll blow the account up, but I don't think I'd even want to try to trade this at the market. And I don't have any brokers like that anymore. I used to have brokers with requotes, so I don't think you'd even be able to get on some of this stuff. Again, down 55 bucks. But I'm not going to... I guess, okay, now if something moves really hard, I haven't written any one. Okay, this looks like a buy now. I'm going to buy as deep as I can on this. I'm placing a half-hour buy. If something else tanks here, like this is tanking, I'm going to place a half-hour buy here and a half-hour buy here. Yeah, I'm going to buy deeper. If I had written a 1-hour script, I'd be getting filled on that. Okay, so it looks like I'm getting massively filled here. I'm down 106 bucks. I just now using 278 margin, and I'm getting filled on these 30 minutes. I got some drops in here that probably, well, I laid in there yesterday. They probably expire sometime today. Okay, so I just looks like I almost took profits on something. But this is such a violent process here. It moves so hard. And okay, so now this looks like it's coming into another. I'm going to drop another buy bank here, because this is selling off pretty hard. So I'm going to get out in front of it. If it's done violently slamming down, then I kind of stop here. This one looks like I could still lay a bank. I know this is going to overlap that one. Goes over the period of the next 10 minutes, I could trade for the next 2 hours like this, and all my scripts are gonna. So I'm into 360, and so far no market trading. All these orders are pendings that are 30 minutes. Okay, so you have to be able to endure this drawdown here. Down $145 using 360 a margin now. But all the market has to do is sweep through my order bank. Now here's another buy setting up. I'm being kind of aggressive because it's a demo account, but okay, now I'm getting filled. I'm into $380 and down 200. and this one's really going down hard, so I'm going to get out in front of that. But most of these are scalp style orders, and there, I'm very bullish. I'm very anti-yen. Okay, just dip below my initial deposit. I'm using $500 of margin. Of course, you could run this on a micro account. In a nano account, you'd be using $5 of margin. In a micro, you'd be into 50. Yeah, because I'm buying 10Ks here. Okay, so now I'm really loading up. Now I'm down $400, and I'm using 680 margin. So this process is pretty quick. It's only been 4 minutes since the news broke. 3 minutes till news broke. 3.5 minutes. Okay, now I'm taking profits. On at this point, I kind of like to get like a swing trading, but on the 1 minute chart. I'm sure the 1 minute chart's a amazing sell-off. I'm going to delete these objects because it's getting kind of hard to see the forest for the trees. Now I only have these half-hour scripts, so I'm going to run these because these looks like the CAD's killing the yen pretty hard here. So I want to definitely get in that. Okay, now I'm using 700 of margin, and I'm down 370 some. Okay, so if I get into 2,000 of margin, hopefully I can make $2,000 in a half an hour. Of course, I had to be down 300. Well, I started off with about was up 230 in this account, so now I'm just about $20. Okay, now I'm right at where I got in. $10,000 demo deposit. That's where I got in. So let's see how this plays out. Now this is a pretty. If I don't add any more tickets at this point, all my risk will evaporate. By the time the Dow Jones opens, and certainly around the top, 5 minutes after the top of the hour, because I just launched the half hours. So now I'm looking for something to tank harder. Now I'm getting filled on something that looks like. Okay, now I'm really getting filled. Now, okay, now I'm down 400. I'm into 780 margin. These are all 10K orders. So I have to make it through this swing here. And this is really the Singapore against the yen. I think this is the Singapore. Don't trade it, but look how this Singapore took off this round handle up here. Now this is the 1 hour chart. Look at that. So now I could individually trade these just by holding on the control key and then hit the tab key and just cruise around the charts here. But this looks like a buy to me for the next half hour. Okay, so now I'm $200 below initial deposit. Starting to take profits on this. I guess could call it a half hour swing. This CAD to the yen is. It's just until they let me no longer trade this, I'm going to keep dropping my. Okay, now the guppy's getting hammered, and dollar yen's about to get hammered. Guppy, I'm going to throw out half hour deep on that. This process of them clearing house, hunting for liquidity here is my whole strategy is that I'm getting in where the market, if it's moving hard, I mean the concept here is that if the market can spike down 100 pips in a half hour, it can retrace 50 pips in 15 minutes or 5 minutes or never. But yeah, so I'm down. Okay, now at this point, if this is real money, I'd be thinking, gee, I hope by the top of the hour I am up, or I'm out of half of my margin. At least I've taken profits on some of these things, and then the other stuff would either drift up or in an hour or so, gauging on the pace of the market's spike. So this CAD yen looks like they're going to go out. They're going to go hammer this down into Now I could change time frame here, go to the daily. Yeah, it's gonna go uncharted water there. So this looks like a nice high risk, half hour risk here. Throw these guys in. And go for the, I'm basically going for the most extreme looking currency pair. Guppy's holding up pretty good here in this pullback. Okay, I'm getting filled on something here. Okay, now we're gonna have some fun. Okay, I'm chasing the scroll here. Okay, now I'm into $900, down 400. I'm gonna probably throw another here on the Singapore. This is like pretty aggressive trading here. I don't think anybody. I really wish I would have set up a micro account because I'd only be down. Right now, I'd be down $5, or nano account, I'd be down $5 using $9, which for these markets, trading 8 pairs like this, pretty crazy. But it's kind of an experimental event here. I'm trying to experiment with what's possible. This looks like a buy. Australian to the yen, so I'm gonna put in my 30 down here. That's 30-minute order. Okay, well, there's a tendency to overtrade anything, I suppose. So I sit back, hit the pause button, and I'll just put a cease and desist order on my antics. Again, the 15-minute robots are about to hit the street here in about 5 seconds. So hopefully I'll be taking some profits at this point because these guys are going to jump in, or these scalpers, either robots or humans. And hopefully I can get out of some of this margin. I got up to $911 of margin usage here. And I'm only down $165, so if I can make it through the next half hour without blowing the account up, then it's going to be beautiful. So this Canadian yen's still getting hammered, and I'm going to go for the max zoom in here because I can gauge my order fills here a little bit. I don't really care about the history of this thing. I'm just looking back 3 days. I'm just scalping. This looks like a nice, if we can come back and fill these tickets. Beautiful. Look at Guppy's pulling back here. This half-hour chart. And when I say the top of the hour, sometimes I'm talking about the second hand here. Seems like a big deal. So my clock just froze. Too much data coming in. Too many trades. You have a lot of MT4 open when the data starts streaming in. It's like really choke the. So far, I haven't taken one profit or one loss, but I got a pretty wide stop on some of these banks because they're really designed. I got like 60 pip stops. So I posted all these tickets. I think it's 60 or 70 pips in some of these half hours. So market's literally got to move 70 pips in a half hour to blow out that bank. So here, I'll wait for the top of the hour. 9 o'clock, come back. It's 30 seconds after the top of the hour, and I survived that swing there. I took some profits and reduced my margin exposure. So we still have all the drama just before the Dow opens. So I'm hoping I get a full retrace of most of these tickets off of this slam down into this top, becoming a bottom here. Of course, I really wasn't getting too precise on this. These are all huge. I probably launching. I have so many pendings in here. Let me see if I can blow this up to the full screen. All these pendings that are just sitting here. Oops, let's see if I can resize that. So teeny tiny. Okay, so here's where I'm at. Order-wise, these are all my 30-minute pendings, and a lot of these are 4 or 5 per hotkey launch. This one's about to get filled. So if I get in on the retest, I did place some while I paused the tape, I did some retesting. I put some retests in again. So if I launched my last order, right here, I would actually be out of all pendings by the time the Dow opens. So I have zero exposure when we go through that, because that can always be a seriously violent situation when the market goes through that. That's the sound of my robot coffee machine working for me too here. And I don't know if I have to clean it, because it sounds like it's gonna, like come after me. But yeah, it's like on a coffee hunt instead of a stop hunt. So I don't know if I got refilled on anything here. Okay, now I'm underwater again. Down 300. So I put in some orders down here like this while I was on hold, because I think I could still retest into here one big slam again. There's nothing like trading a demo to test these ideas out. And I'm just going to really go nuts here. Now, these are going to expire about 30 minutes from now. So the Dow will have been opened. And so these are kind of, the market's actually got to plunge into here by the time the Dow opens. And they'll be disappearing just 2 minutes after the Dow Jones reacts to this durable goods number. And I guess the Canadian dollar's going up. I got sells on my other brokers to sell up in the top of this, so I'll just pause and see what happens. Okay, about 10 seconds before the Dow's going to open. I'm down about $400. I've been stopped in and stopped out. I'm using 762 margin right now, so Dow just opened. So I guess this is the moment of truth here as far as what's going to happen to the Dow Jones, because if the Canadian keeps going up, that means the Dow Jones is going down. So we'll see what happens. I put in quite a bit of orders here. I'm actually trying to blow up the account, I think. So, but no, I'm just trying to trade as aggressive as I can with these, and see what happens. Okay, I suppose the 5-minute traders are going to come in here. I'm going to delete these objects and do a little zoom in on all these charts, because I think it's a little hard to see what's going on here. I was kind of looking, when I had the zoom in mode, I was looking for maximum for the supports. But this area here, I want to be a buyer, so I'm down about 200 now, and just have to let these things play out. So here's the fills I got. Pretty much mostly 30 minutes. Here's a drop, actually. This is one of these drops that I put in yesterday, so only got filled on a drop. The rest were all, if you do it by comment, you can see the drops, you can see the 15 minutes, my profit. I gotta wait for these losses to retrace to get me back to where I opened the account. But it's pretty aggressive trading, and I would say there's almost zero technical analysis other than the fact of I'm looking to buy low, sell high, and I just kept throwing orders in until the broker would shut me out. This is how many orders they let me put in here, so I don't know. I haven't reached their limit yet where they've not let me place anymore. So it's really kind of like a real free-for-all on this demo. And I got the floating spreads in here, so this is one of the worst spread right here is New Zealand to the yen, and this is the tightest, dollar to the yen. So if this is your gauge of market structure, and you want to buy down in here, I think that's a good buy down there. If we could sweep down in here now the guppy came back to the starting gate of this this area here, this previous top. So that was kind of obvious, kind of hard to see here with all the orders. But there's actually a top in here. But I gave up trying to get too precise about all this. Now I have the candles turned off If I turn the candles on, I don't know if you can see these wicks here, but we spiked. If you had an order sitting on the close here, let me see if I can fatten up this line. Go for a little fatter line and make it some obnoxious color here. Dark goldenrod. That's not. I think I like blue. I don't know. Blue seems to punch through on here. It was either that or okay. So here you go. Still not fat enough. The price is painting on top of that, but on close, right here, I'm still gonna fat. I'm just gonna go maxo fatto. I can see it on this damn chart. Okay. And then if you go to close only, so here's your top bottom on the guppy. Perfect entry there. Of course, you could have placed a precision order there, but I'm taking this shotgun approach just to experiment with being lazy. It's an experiment in laziness. Okay, so we got that key level, and then here we got the same situation in the triple top here. Here comes the bottom. This is the top bottom here. Launching pad. This one is crushing into the top bottom right now. The Australian to the yen. So I'm going to throw in some more buys here. This is the only one I have available is this order. This order series here. And I try not to launch that. Try to launch it every half hour ideally, because I don't want to stack up too many orders at the same price. But I would say major support here. And of course this one, which is right here. We haven't come back to that one yet, but if we do come back to that one, but these all kind of, everything's against the yen here, so everything's kind of tracking. And this is a half-hour chart, and Dow Jones has been open for about 8 minutes. And hopefully I can cash out of some of these things. I did before, but then I stopped out, so my balance dipped below the $10,000 deposit, and now I'm down about looks like 380 right now. So it's 270, but I got stopped out of some stuff here. But I'm trying to, if I could ideally get into about $2,000 a margin here on a slam would be sweet, but the market would decide that for me. I wouldn't decide that because it would just happen. Okay, now this looks like we're going to we'll try to get I think there's another report coming out at the top of the hour. I think it's market sentiment. So there should be some drama there. So I'll come back. Here's a high volatility window. Is 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Actually, it's also 5 minutes before this big news report. So I threw in some support levels here while I was on pause. I'm going to throw one in here. This buy area here. There's really no buy area until I get you down here, I guess. So I'm going to wait for this stuff to hit. Wait for the news to hit. So far I'm down $100. Been in this trade for probably, I don't know, I think it started about an hour ago. I don't remember. So yeah, this is usually, okay, now this window right in here, it's almost like a, people kind of want to get out before the news, and then let's see what happens here. Come back in 4 minutes. Got about 45 seconds till news hits here. I think I'm down about $50 right now. This should be pretty violent. About 30 seconds. So there's no telling what these markets will do, and I guess they don't care too much. I'm going to throw some orders in just before. This is the only order I'm running here, so. But I'm going to do another 30-minute bank of buys. 10 seconds before the news. If I get a smash and grab through these support levels, definitely be Interesting to see what happens. Okay, the news is out. Spread just went to 13 on the New Zealand to the yen. And this should be pretty crazy. Of course, none of these orders are at the market. They're all pendings. So hopefully it's just going to be a range trade. Their scripts are really designed for a range trade. But 5 minutes should be... I should know in 5 minutes whether these scripts are going to... Well, the bias to me is up. That the yen has pulled back to the starting gate, and throw a trend line, except for this one. This guy's going down, but this one has a nice, perfect trend line, but I'm kind of diversifying across 8 pairs. It's all about the yen. Let me fatten up my trend line a little bit. Trying to navigate. I gotta get faster computer, I think. But I didn't extend these into the future. I don't want to set myself up for failure. So, okay, here's the get a nice trend line on this one. I'm gonna buy a retest here. That's a half-hour script. Maybe a retest here. And then, okay, so this one's interesting. This one's ready to kick through the top here, euro to the yen. Pull back to the starting gate, ready for a launch. Go with throttle up, they say. These guys look very similar. New Zealand, I think this is Singapore. Look at that bounce off that round handle in Singapore in the 1 hour. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm getting cashed out of some here. I'm reducing my exposure. I come back in a few and throw in some 15-minute retraces. But actually, if I could just make $1,000 here, I'd be pretty happy. Clear off all these tickets and just don't trade for the rest of the day on this. Just let it happen. Okay, now I'm up 200, up 400 from initial deposit. And this is the hard part, I guess, for me, and I'm sure for people. Getting stopped out's one thing, but sitting in profits is another thing, because but I have to really let the script play out at least for another 2 minutes. Okay, the news came out 3 minutes ago, so I just can't touch anything. And I do have a take all profits key here. I can scalp out of some of this, but I'm just kind of curious to see if this guppy can blow out this top here. And even if it's a failure breakout, my take profits are up in here. So these are kind of, most of these are scalp design. These are really, okay, this one will be cashing out right up here. And these are pretty ungreedy orders, I guess. I mean, this may go all the way to the moon, but I'm happy to scalp out of this. Okay, so now I'm up 480. I do have a close all open and pending order things. If I go for my, right now, I've got one loser, a 15-minute that I got in earlier. And that's my biggest loser. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the profits. I'm tempted to get out of this thing, but I guess I'll stay for one more minute. I'm so close to exiting on these tickets. And these were the 30-minute news scalpers. They're really designed for this hard move. I think these are like maybe 60 pips deep. I kept dropping these and just kept getting in front of the market. Okay, I think we're almost going to be able to pop, just kind of come up into this. And this is a great place to sell if you're a seller, but I'm not going to, I'm just going to trade in one direction today for this move here. And I'm short the Canadian. Pretty heavy on my other real accounts across the board. I sold at the top. Of course, it's inverted here because it's Canadian to the yen, but most terms it's the dollar to the Canadian. So that's the Okay, so I'm sticking with it here. I got 2 seconds left. Okay, here comes the 5-minute traders. And, well, it looks like we could probably get this euro to clean up this, retest this top. Almost out of this guppy. Don't really like being in the guppy. It's pretty brutal. And the worst drawdown I had when I was watching this, because I've been in and out, it's all no market orders, I was down $600. So, of course, I was trading pretty much the Samurai. I think it was into about $700 a margin at that point. I think the leverage on this account is 200 to 1. I think it's pretty conservative. You know, Alpari, I think pretty conservative. But it's a UK account. Here was a perfect top bottom. I marked these off. Couldn't get a top bottom out of this one. Of course, this was going into uncharted water, which is my favorite trade of all time, is to buy down in here, where I'm sure the news says that the world's coming to an end. So there was a spike down in there. If you captured that, you were loving that. Here's a bar chart of it. See if I can do a max zoom in here. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and I got the close running. So if I turn on the candles, oops, I think I created a candle that's not directional. Okay, so with the bar chart works. I mean, you can kind of see the stop entry orders. If you had a stop bot running, and the stop bot would have trailed all these tickets all the way down. So you would have had this situation where the robot's dropping these guys, like this. Stop bot is running on that. He gets stopped in here. He puts a stop in here. He's up a little bit, but and he starts running a trailing stop. And like here's a classic top becomes a bottom, and you place a buy stop there and a sell stop there. Let the market pick you up. You ride it up to here. You got this top bottom. Here you go, bang, and here's the this top bottom happens at a pretty heavy velocity here, so it really gives you a serious. Yeah, it's a very dramatic thing here. Sets you up for a more violent move. Okay, so yeah, I think the scalp might be running out of gas here. Let's see how these other guys are doing. Still haven't poked through the top there, but like it's only been 8 minutes. Of course, another thing happens when you're trading anything. You distort time, so if you're going to swing trade a 30-minute chart, which I'm kind of swing trading 30-minute chart, I got to wait for this thing to maybe waiting for Europe to close. So I'm going to hit the pause button. Come back. Okay, here's one of the problems with trading currency is that this was actually almost at my target exit. So if you look at this euro to the yen, look how close. I mean, when it went up and grabbed these orders up there, it ripped back because we filled those tickets. Now, I could have taken profits, but I was actually waiting for the whole thing to play out. On this one, certainly got really close to my exit. The spread here was like 3 pips, and so my take profits were. But I'm trying to stay with the let the script play out over 2 hours thing. So I didn't get out there. I normally, if I was trading one pair, and this was it, I would get out here and I'd call it a day. I'm not into exposing myself to all of this shenanigans. These spikes to me are just cash out points. Okay, let me go back to the line mode. Okay, so I'm still waiting for this thing to play out. Hopefully make $1,000. Using the most margin I ever used here, I think was $900 earlier. was in and out, in and out. But unfortunately, had to wait. So maybe we go up here and retest the high on that half-hour bar. Of course, those are half-hour bars. And a half-hour chart it's tradable. I mean, you can manage it. It's going to take about 2 or 4 hours to make money or lose money on a 30-minute chart. So, coming to the bottom of the hour, and certainly the half-hour traders and stock market's been open for an hour. So, cash market's kicking in. People are flipping out. The herd's coming in, the crowd's coming in. Retail is coming in here, and London's going to close, or supposedly an hour and a half. I mean, in an hour. I don't know exactly. Actually, at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, I see quite a bit of activity. So there's something that happens there at that swing. But this was the one that I got into pretty heavy here. I'm going to delete all these objects. I got in pretty heavy on that breakout to the downside. So I'm trading the other side of that. And of course, exiting here would be ideal. Just because, okay, some of my orders just deleted, so I'm going to throw in another half-hour bank and let that cook in case we do dive back in, retest, pull back. So I'm just going to hit pause. Okay, I tossed in some trend lines here that I think are going to be resistance. And I'm looking for the market to break through these for confirmation. And this Euro Yen's back up, testing the highs there, approaching that spike. So I'm looking to just get out of that on the retest, the breakout, and then I'll let the breakout traders join the trend if it's a trend. But for me, I'm trading kind of the market maker technique, entering on limits and looking to exit. I might take profits, which I guess are limit orders. Here's and then I'm kind of like trading counter trend, or I'm just trading these spikes. I'll throw in an order bank here on the Swiss to the yen. Kind of trading retests, possible retest coming up here. If we get a retest here, it'd be great, but so I'll pause it, come back. 5 seconds to the top of the hour here. All sorts of drama. Okay, now I'm down 400. I'm getting filled on my retest. So I could have taken that 400 earlier. I was curious. I could have closed all profits there and got in this retest, but I was curious to see what happened if I hold the original position. Now here's the market bouncing off that trend line I drew earlier. I drew it, but I really did want to load the wagon on the retest, so I'm willing to suffer the $400 swings to get to the. Now I'm only down $100 overall on the account. So making it through this this top of the hour now, 1/2 hour till the European close. So I'm expecting a move in the other direction. So like a cover move. But yeah, ideal. I guess if it was real money, I would have cashed out there, because it was a very short-lived move. Take the 400, bank it, come back with tighter entries on the retests. See if you can see my order banks here to delete all these. But I cashed out here on the half-hour swing, come back in here for the retest, even a lower price here, even a better price on the retest here. Same thing here. Failure to get through the gate, come back by the retest. So it's not like the real world where there's only one opportunity. The opportunity is represented so many times. So here I'm going to put some half hours in here and walk away. This could still zoom up here and blow out the top. and maybe up 1,000 on a day. But the thing is that you're up 400, and you're thinking, why didn't I get out there? Of course, it depends what's in your trade plan as far as how long you want to be in the market. I've been in this trade for like 2 or 3 hours now, but the next 2 hours, I'm just going to let it bake, even though there was a great cash out point there. But I've reloaded the wagon on another $300 a K because I was only at 400K before this. Only $400 of margin before this pullback. I think it's 200 to 1 leverage. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to blow the account up today, but certainly all those swings in equity can be a little disturbing if you see it in front of you and then you see it evaporate. And I guess in the long run, I'm thinking we're building up to this. You keep banging on this trend line long enough, and you're going to take it out. This New Zealand is certainly a spicy pair. With this spread, this is even if you don't trade this, it's a nice gauge of the how the yen's faring against something that's got a lot of killer structure points to it. As far as the top-bottom theory here, take a look at this one. Got some killer. This is the half-hour chart, so you got to be kind of quick here to trade this. But like here's the bottom becomes a top. It starts to accelerate that bottom top thing, and then of course here's the big kahuna support. So yeah, we'll just come back to this and see what the hell happens. Let's get make 1,500 here if I stay in long enough, and the yen does go up here and test these guys. I'll definitely be loving that. Takes out these, take out that. Guppy came back to the starting gate again, third time. It's not like the real world. You have so many chances to get on these trains. Okay, so here's the quick dirty analysis. Get out the crayons. Okay, so I'm gonna come back and see how this puppy looks. I think we're getting ready to clear the trees here, and we're gonna try to stomp out this nasty trend line. Got 4 hits on that trend line there. Well, not hits on that trend line, but here's the internal. Got 3 hits there, and this yen. Okay, that was the third pullback there. This was the re-enter. This is the theory called the early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. And the second mouse would be the re-enter here on this guy. So, okay, wait for come back at just before London close, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, I made it through the European close, or the British, whatever, at the bottom of the hour. So the half-hour robots are coming in. I'm the half-hour chart, and I'm looking for this thing to break that trend line. So this looks like a killer entry here. If I was going to trade the market, but I'm not, I would probably buy this and not feel like I'm chasing it off this key support. It looks like the guppies finally got enough gumption to make it through the top here and take out this nice 45-degree angle. Okay, so I just have to. This one looks ripe for a pounce on this trend line. So it's just going to be pause city here. I reloaded the wagon. So far, no market orders. Just nothing but pendings here. That self-delete. So I'm going to pause that. Okay, we're banging up against this trend line, and we made it through the euro close and the 12:30 close. That something happens there at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And just trying to poke up here again, make another run for the break of these trend lines. And this one here looks like it's, I didn't draw one there. Let me just throw it on there and then I'll come back. See if we can bust through here, retest those highs like we're going to try to do 2 hours ago. Of course, like I said, I could take in profits there and reload the wagon, and I'd be up about, probably about 600 right now instead of just 300, but yeah, see what happens here. I guess this is what happens when you're lazy. About to break out this trend line here. One more breakout coming. Right up, just banging right up against it. So I'm already in. I got in on the apex of this kind of wave 4 pullback on the half hour. So I'm in before the breakout. The confirmation will be my profit. For most breakout traders, I'm going to be out. So I'll be totally out of this trade hopefully the next hour. So I basically got in here about 6 hours ago. Had an opportunity to get out on the this first run, pull back. So here's just another attempt to. This is Guppy setting up really nice here. I'm gonna delete all these guys. Start over from scratch here, and yeah, the Guppy got a killer entry right here. Just amazing. Double bottom, inverted head and shoulders right in here. And already long into the pullback, and I'm going to take profits on dollar CAD here. I mean CAD of the yen. It looks like it's going to have one of those failures to keep tanking. I call that the keep tanking failure. So, but I'm definitely a buyer down here if it can slam back, and I'm going to give it a half hour to get down to that. So put all these pendings in like this. I've just been putting these pendings in for quite some time. This is my trade plan. Kind of looking forward to the, I think looks like maybe the euro yen is going to be the first one to leave the gate here if we can close above this line and do a pivot, and then this would confirm this support. I'm kind of like in hindsight confirmation. I got in here. It's worth staying in here. And this one here is about to break out. This is the dollar yen. And the Guppy is in a perfect buying opportunity at the market, but I'm trying to stick to just trading these pendings only. See what I can, how much money I can make just only getting in if the market comes back to pick me up. Now this is a 15-minute bank I can throw in here like this. And that would be almost like buying at the market, and then I put the 30-minute on top of that, and then so we'll see what happens here. Okay, we're breaking out of this trend line here. Just need to come up here and get my take profits that I almost got filled on earlier on this spike here. So that was about 4 hours ago. But that spike right there was an exit, but then there was a retest entry. And this is the new top here, Canadian to the yen, new top bottom. But I got in, I think right here, and I've got pendings to get in if it slams back. So the slam backs, my entry style. I'm just going to throw some more tickets in there and then just let this thing bake again. So I'm up 400. I was down about 600 at one point, and I've been in and out, took some profits, ended up, if I can make 700, then I will have made my goal of making my margin. So today, I'm looking forward to this completion of this wave, coming into the close of the Dow Jones in it's like 2.5 hours. Dow Jones is going to close, so I'm thinking kind of a run for the exits here, break these trend lines, and zoom into my take profits and be done with it. And just Had to stay on top of it though, keep dropping these half hours and having the exposure evaporate every half hour. Or if I thought it was really going to be a spike, I could, instead of writing a fatter script, I could just keep dropping every 5 minutes. So capture, it's like a pre-curve fit. So the scenario of the script is that you're buy low, sell high, and you're looking for a swing of 30 pips, 40 pips, 60 pips on a half hour. Just keep dropping that order, just keep dropping that order, just keep dropping it. And you do have some discretion there. This was the big buy here today because it's the most offset, the most punished, the most out of whack pair today.